Chers amis, honored veterans, Minister Voltaire, my fellow ambassadors, generals, admirals, guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today in this beautiful place to once again remember and commemorate the greatest generation, which my friend Tom Brokaw rightly called the World War II veterans. On this, the anniversary of what these men called the Day of Days. Our American President, John F. Kennedy, talked about these men in his inaugural address long ago. He said, "In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. World War II veterans and fallen soldiers have this honor. June 6, 1944, and many of the days that followed, was terrible, as all war is terrible. But it was glorious too, as a testament to the power of the idea of freedom, to motivate and inspire the best in all of us. Some might wonder why we gather every year on what we call D-Day, or Jour J in French. But the reason that we come together today, I think, is very evident. We remember so that we never forget. In remembering, we honor and continue the legacy of the men and women who opposed tyranny and oppression. In remembering, we can move forward together to meet our shared challenges, which today threaten the freedom and liberties that France and the United States hold so dear. Freedoms and liberties for which the men and women of our armed forces today fight, and for which they fought long ago in Normandy. And in remembering, we ensure that we never take our liberty for granted, the very same liberty that was won right here on this narrow strip of beach. We must teach our young people what these men learned themselves through heartache and sacrifice, that unless freedom is constantly defended, it can so easily be lost, as we see today, sadly, in our fight against terrorism with our ally, France. Each year, it is an honor for me to come to Normandy, to visit the D-Day beaches, to stand on these cliffs, and to look out at La Manche. It is important to remember the death and destruction that day visited upon this now so tranquil shore. But it is also important to remember the triumph of human spirit and dedication to duty that the men of the beach landings embodied. Here at Port Embassa, on the edge of Omaha and Gold Beaches, we revisit that time to evoke especially the vital and heroic part played by the 47 Royal Marine Commando. After a difficult and costly landing by moving inland through 12 deadly miles of enemy territory, they came here to this place to protect the beaches for those who followed. The 47 Royal Marine Commandos, their operation has been called the most spectacular of all commando exploits. One military historian said in their long and distinguished history, the Marines have never achieved anything finer. So today, as we gather at this moving memorial, we celebrate the gallant warriors of the 47 Royal Marine Commando, as well as all of those who answered the call to liberate Europe so long ago. We honor the sacrifice of the many who gave their lives, too many. And we salute the service of all who fought, particularly those veterans who are here with us today. It is because of your honorable service that today, the citizens of the countries that you sacrificed to defend can lay claim to freedom and prosperity that was born on these very beaches.
Allocution du colonel.
Mesdames, Messieurs,
chargé de la formation professionnelle et de l'apprentissage.
In Portsmouth, who has recently come back, are led by Commander Alexandre Pia from the Navy.
Les autorités civiles et militaires, représentant M. Jean-Yves Le Drian, ministre de la Défense.
Les autorités, je suis un peu pris les vétérans surtout, parce qu'on rend hommage pour la première fois une dizaine d'autres des alliés.